Good evening from the Capitol Bureau in Springfield. We're providing a bit of an update on how the local elections are going today. If you haven't filled out one of those ballots already, polls closing in just a little bit, you still have time to get to your local election headquarters to fill out that ballot. You may notice there are fewer candidates on the ballot this election than you might expect in November or in a primary race when there's more attention. A lot of these local races aren't prone to getting that widely publicized campaign that we've come to see with campaign ads inundating the airwaves. A lot of these are very local, close to home. These are school board races, and that's one of the things that we're watching tonight, not just in Sangamon County, but statewide. I'm going to tell you why in a minute. There are some indications that turnout is a bit higher in the Chatham School District, for example. Of course, this last year was a year unlike any other, with many of the coronavirus complications that upended so many people's lives and schedules and calendars, careers. Some students who had high hopes of finishing a sports season, maybe getting a full ride scholarship or some partial scholarship to get into college, saw those dreams dashed as well. So naturally, people have pent up feelings and very strong opinions about how the school board should be run and managed. So we're watching a number of those. For example, the teachers unions, the Illinois Education Association, for example, issued some endorsements. You can expect many of those siding with teachers' concerns about returning to the classroom, crowding a lot of people into small spaces. But we're also seeing a lot of challengers. I talked to a school administrator statewide who has sort of a bird's eye view of the whole state. And he said, look to the suburbs, because that's where they think they're going to see some entire slates. So we've got a party, maybe Democratic ticket or Republican ticket running to unseat or to overthrow the board in place now, largely because of the frustrations built up during this last year with all the conflict and challenges that came up. We're watching that closely tonight from our Capitol Bureau to see if there's any sign, if there's any barometer about where the electorate, where people are feeling, and what that might tell us going into 2022 with a lot of statewide races. Of course, Governor Pritzker, his election in 22 will be very much a referendum on how Illinois feels he handled the coronavirus with the different restrictions, the rollout of the vaccine, the administration of all of that. So a lot of the school board stuff we see tonight, will it carry over into next year? It's an interesting storyline. We don't know for sure, but that is certainly something that school administrators are feeling. One other indicator that gives us that idea is just how many lifelong or decades-long administrators, school board members are just choosing to walk away. It's been a tough year for them, a lot of difficult decisions that affect people's lives very much, not a paid position. So a lot of people are just, that's enough for them. They're going to step aside and make way for new blood, if you will, new leadership at the helm of the school board elections. But again, polls closing in just about an hour plus here, so you still have time to get out there and cast those votes if you haven't done it already. But all politics are local. It's where they start, and you better believe those big campaigns that we'll hear about in 2022 are watching very closely to see how voters might register their displeasure or their satisfaction with how this last year or so has gone with all of those different changes. But for now, signing off from the Illinois Capitol Bureau, Mark Maxwell. Will have much more for you tonight on our website, but of course on WCIA on Channel 3. You can catch us there throughout the night.